Less than 2 minutes and we're starting, guys. We got the notorious prop firm Kid. This guy's been making a stir in the prop firm industry. Came on the scene last year, absolutely making tons of money. So get your questions ready. Share this around. Live in 2. All right, check. Sweet, cool. The one and only prop firm Kid came into the scene, I think, only about a year ago, right?
Yeah, about a year and a half.
Yeah, and the notorious chicken trading video with tens of millions of views on Instagram. There, this guy has made a huge name for himself and absolutely milking prop firms for insane amounts of profit. I don't know if you're willing to share how much you've kind of done year to date off of prop firms.
Yeah, over the last year and a half, I think I've done just under 800K in payouts over a year and a half. That's not net profit, obviously, but net profit would be a little bit over half of that.
Okay, awesome. So you have about 2x ROI.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of preach that it's a game of volume and consistency, rather than trying for these giant, massive payday payouts, right? Because it's I view it as a business where it's like an ROI, where every $10,000 I pay in challenges, I'll get $20,000 in return on average. Right?
Yeah, that's unreal. That's a good introduction. Guys, we only got about 30 minutes with prop firm Kid here, so he's got to get going. He's a very busy man, so we're gonna get the questions rocking really fast.
Got to get the chickens trading.
Yeah. Your chicken doesn't live with you, hey?
No, she lives out in the farmlands with my sister.
Okay, right on. So the most important question, let's start it off with a banger so the guys are intrigued. Break me down your sort of mantra towards prop firms. How do you approach them? Let's go deeper into what you just said.
Yeah, so this is something that I think it's a blind spot for a lot of people coming into the prop firm trading space, and the biggest philosophy around prop firm trading is that it's a completely different game from real trading. It's like playing soccer versus playing tennis, right? It's still a sport, but it takes a different approach. And I think a lot of people come into it trying to trade prop firm challenges like they would on a real account, but it doesn't translate well because you have to outperform alpha within a short amount of time, meaning you have to outperform the stock market, which is let's just say that's a 10% annual return. And you need to do that in a short time frame. So it takes a level of being aggressive, but also responsible enough to stay within the parameters of all these prop firm rules. And that's where it gets a little bit difficult for a lot of people, because there's so much noise to navigate with all the rules and with the aggressive profit targets and everything else that comes with prop firm trading. But the potential is the barrier to entry to make profit trading is very low because the overall cost of these challenges are a lot lower than taking a pool of your own savings, like $10,000, $100,000, and trying to day trade with that, which is extremely risky as well.
Oh shoot! You pushed the wrong button there. Okay, so you're more or less creating it into a sort of a game with an edge, correct?
Yeah, it takes somewhat of a unique game approach, right? So you specifically adjust your trading to prop firms. You can't just use this umbrella of I'm a trader. You have to be a prop firm trader, or you're your own personal capital trader, or you're an investor, or whatever, right? But you have to play the proper game to whatever you're going for in the industry. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, you have to cater to the rules.
Yeah. What like give me an example, give the guys an example, like what differences would you see between if you're trading a $10,000 personal cash account compared to a prop firm account?
Yeah, well, so if you have a $10,000 personal account, you can, I mean, good day traders, like really good day traders, could probably do about 50% in a year, and that might not be every year, but that could be some years, and maybe some years you have 100% net profit on your capital, or other years you have 20%, or maybe a year you're down 15%, right? But if that's 10K, your best year, you're probably only going to make about $5,000 on that 10K. And that is like a lot of work. You have to think about time and how valuable time is, and time is a currency as well that you have to consider. So if you're in the zone making 50% a year and you have 10K capital, you've only made $5,000 with all that work, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you make 50% net profit over the course of a year and you apply that to prop firm trading, that's going to translate to a lot larger return if you're buying $10,000 worth of challenges over the course of 3 months or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not applying the profit metric to the account size. Then you're applying the profit metric to how much do I spend on challenges.
Right. Yeah. And if you have a net profitable strategy with your trading, the return will be quite well with prop firms. Even if you have a break-even strategy, you can still get a return with most prop firm models. The only time I see traders not perform well in prop firm settings is when they have no roadmap at all coming into a challenge, and they just come in, hey, I got a new account, I'm just going to take this trade, I'm going to risk whatever I feel like, and then see what happens. There's just no strategy whatsoever. And that's what I have to say, like the strategy for the risk is far more important than the entry model strategy when it comes to firms for any long-term success.
Yeah. And are you mainly trading futures prop firms or CFD prop firms as well?
I trade both. So I use expert advisors mostly on CFD prop firms because I can take my strategy and it automates the risk that I want to apply to my trades, and then also my entry model. With futures, I don't really have a system set up for automation because it's a little bit more difficult without MT5. So I manually trade futures, but I like futures a lot as well.
Yeah, if you had to pick one to trade only, which one would you choose?
I think long-term futures. And then I would work on automating it the best I can on my end, just so I don't have to do so much manual work, because it really caps you out when you have to do a lot of little manual trades constantly on dozens of accounts. If you're, some people, well, you can obviously in Tradeovate, you can connect accounts, but I have issues with that too, because you're over leveraging one position on too many accounts.
Yeah.
So I got another question just regarding what you were just talking about. So let's say you had a 50% profit in a year on your personal account. What sort of what sort of percentage would you get in a total ROI on your prop firms? Like, just so that traders can kind of understand, what does that extrapolate to? Because you can't just apply it to the account profit, right? Or the account size. Do you have a rough number that you would probably be making?
Yeah, well, we can go off of like my data, and what my data shows is if you're taking these 2-step forex challenges, if you apply a consistent risk approach, you can expect an overall ROI of up to 100% over the course of 4 to 5 months. And there is some luck involved. If you have a good run to start, then you're going to see that ROI a lot faster. And if you had a rough start, it might be slower.
Sorry, did you say a 2x in 4 to 5 months?
Yeah, about that. That was very conservative. Yeah, very conservative. So if you spent $10,000 on challenges, let's just say two-step forex challenges with reputable prop firms, I do incorporate like rejected payouts into the overhead costs, because I expect about 10 to 20% of payouts are going to be rejected for some reason. Maybe my fault, maybe they're just terrible prop firms, but that's just my brand. I like to test a bunch of prop firms, so I probably experience that higher than a normal person. But you can expect about 100% ROI over the course of, I would say, I've seen the ROI come back quickly when it's running really well, and then it's a lot slower like when it's not. And the important thing to note is that there's such a snowball effect where you're taking payouts, then you're buying more challenges with those payouts. So that's when you start to scale upwards. So your ROI actually, like, it's hard to say like, hey, if I spend $5,000 on challenges month 1, then by month 3 or 4, I'll have $10,000. It's hard to say, because along that journey, you're going to get payouts, and then you can keep buying challenges with those payouts. And then it creates a snowball type of effect. And then all of a sudden your ROI is getting crazy, because I've had like, I started pretty slow. I got funding and we were getting payouts, seeing some success last year. And then by November, it started to really snowball, where we were hitting 50K months and with payouts across about 15 to 20 different firms, I think. I've reduced that size a little bit, because dealing with that many prop firms is just chaotic, and it was like taking years off my life. So
constantly KYCing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, or constantly like, oh, we have to do an interview, or whatever. But it's part of the game.
Yeah. Who knew there'd be so much paperwork in prop firm trading?
I know, right? Just give me my money.
Yeah, awesome. To kind of back up your theory there, I've just recently started like my own sort of challenge, where we're starting with a little bit of money, and we're trying to both prop firms and a personal account. And in this first month, we made about 10% on the personal account with a $10,000 account, so $1,000, right? With the prop firm, I think I put $500 into challenges, and I got 1,000 back. So exactly what you're saying is ROI, a month, maybe 2 months sort of thing, right? And you've made the same amount basically, almost, right, as a much larger account of a personal, and you didn't need much to start with.
Yeah, and 10% on a personal in a month is extremely high, right? That is, I mean, imagine if you did that month over month, it would be 110%, which is extremely unlikely. I mean, you're gonna have, that's the thing about day trading, you're gonna have months that are like 10%, and then you have months that are negative 5%. So the overall average over a 12-month cycle is going to be, if you're above 50, I mean, you're in like top 0.1% of traders.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty awesome to hear.
Yeah, and weren't you were speaking about this on your Twitter account?
Yeah. I like to talk about the reality of personal account trading. It's very, very difficult to do for long terms, right? And that's the great thing about the prop firms is, if you mess up, you start over next month, right? That really, you can just blow the account and start over, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing too, because if you blow your personal, that's your savings, right? If you blow a funded prop firm account, you just start again, or you have another one. So it's not it's stressful.
I'm sure you've also, obviously, right, you've had 50K months, as you mentioned. I'm sure that in those months, you still probably blow accounts. Like, it's not like you're getting payouts on every single one of your accounts. I think that's a lot of the times, like, what traders don't realize. You could still make let's use 10 grand in a month, but have blown accounts, or if you spend 2 grand and you make 10 grand, well, you still up 8 grand, you know?
Yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I was also, Hunter, I was actually also speaking about this to someone the other day where, if you're trading a 10 grand prop account, you could make mistakes, for example, like this, where you trade 10 minis instead of 10 macros, and then you down, 2-3 grand pretty quickly. Whereas if you do that on a prop firm account, maybe you down a couple, $100, $200.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the thing. And that's the point, right? Like, everyone thinks you take a challenge, and if you're a good trader, you'll pass. But the reality is, with these two-step models, a good trader will pass 30% of the time, maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it goes. And I think you have to realize, what's the industry average to pass a two-step? Do you know the percentage off the top of your head, Chris? Because you must have some kind of analytics on that, right?
I do. Yeah.
It's got to be under 10. It's got to be. So you have to realize.
I don't think I'm allowed to give you the exact number of the industry.
No, that's fine. I'm just, from what I've heard, though, like for most prop firms, it's under 10, which is fine. It doesn't mean that it's a rigged game. It just means that the average approach isn't done properly, because there are people that are profitable prop firm traders.
Yeah.
So there is a path there.
I can confirm that that's accurate, right?
Yeah.
Here's a question by Darmish. Do you ever trade your own capital? And how does it differ with mindset and the stakes you use?
Yeah, so I get a question a lot, and I don't day trade my own capital. I think the multi-step process for me is, if I'm actively day trading, I want to do it through prop firms, and then I can take the net profit from that, or the overflow profit, and then I can invest it into industries that I like. And and the reason why is because there's just not enough time, and it's not just worth the risk to day trade your own capital when you can just invest it into good investment decisions and just let it grow long term.
Yeah, that's the thing with the long term sort of stuff in the personal trading. This is something that I've been looking into a bit too. Is if you're a very good day trader, you can make 10% a month, right? But like Bitcoin makes 4% a month on average over the past 5 years or whatever it is, right? So your sweet spot is between 4 and 10%. So you're working so hard for these little bits of extra percent when you could just literally buy and hold, and then positional trade based off of that, right?
And that's the thing, exactly.
Massive profit from the prop firm.
But that's the reality that people need to realize. Like, you see these influencers saying, "Oh, I've made X profit month over month for years." I mean, they don't understand if that day trader was truly profitable like that month over month, that they could grow an account, and they're gaining net profit on their previous gain profit, and their account's just going to be worth tens and tens of millions within the course of a year if they can compound it like that. So obviously, there's a little bit of misleading information in the game, in the trading world. And I think people don't really understand like the amount of losing it takes to be profitable long term with just trading in general.
How many years did it take you to kind of like start to see at least some form of like, let's just say like three months in a row where you made like more than 10 grand in a month from prop firms?
Yeah, so I planned out the approach before I started the business, because I built it because I saw prop firms. So I started learning about them early 2024. And I saw that, okay, if I run a probability-based model on the way their challenges are designed, then theoretically it could be profitable over time. So that's how I started. I started by implementing a risk system where I was taking these trades, like these day trades. I was risking between 1.5 and 2% per trade. And then I was targeting 5% a day or 4% a day. And I would just do that over time. And there was a net return on that approach. And I only traded gold too, which kind of made it easy to manage. So that's kind of when I came into it, that's how I approach it. And it was profitable because it was already theoretically profitable, even if I only had a 50% win rate at a 1-to-1, it would have been
profitable. Do you only trade gold? Do you only trade gold or any US markets, day trading them?
I trade gold mostly, and then futures I will trade SPY, NASDAQ, silver futures. For Forex, I'd like to trade gold mostly for the main reason of leverage and lot sizing. I've had issues with prop firms because prop firms are just so degenerate sometimes. I like Maven, but there's some out there that are like, I use like this 1 hour ATR for my stop loss, which is a very large, reasonable stop loss range. And sometimes an asset's volatility is so low that you need to do large lot sizes to cover the position. Even though it's a very reasonable day trade, you need large lot sizes because there's low volatility. And they just see 20 lots and they're like, that's crazy, way too risky. I'm like, this trade was open for 5 hours. It's a day trade, right? But yeah, it's too black and white. So you have to, if you trade gold, then you can stay like under 2 lots usually, which is very reasonable on a 100K account.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I've kind of waited a little bit as we get near the kind of the wrap up time for you here. Let's talk your actual strategy itself, because I want people to actually, you know, get a little bit because you have an edge over the market clearly, right? How are you actually trading gold? What do you?
Kind of an interesting journey with that. So I started trading gold last year, primarily with day trading. Like I've traded gold before that, but last year I started trading more some macroeconomics, just kind of looking at the overall strength of gold economically, just to give myself a little bit of a bias in which direction gold was going in. And I've been bullish on gold like almost every week for the last year and a half. So obviously that's going to give me an edge because gold has run up like 100% over the last year and a half. I think one of my master demo MT5 accounts got up to 110% profit over the course of 8 months. So that translated to a lot of past accounts. I didn't run all my accounts on that one master account, but the ones that did were just like cooking, like they could not lose. So so now I've switched to a strategy called the PFK Alpha that me and one of my day trading friends, he's a full-time day trader, developed, and we can run that on any asset, but I like to run it on gold. And we've designed a expert advisor so we can properly backtest it. And because backtesting is important for proof of concept, not only for risk, expected drawdown, trades per day, and all those other analytics that you need, but it's good for automation as well. You can just let it trade for you once you've developed a strategy, and then you can backtest like any time frame all you want. So I've been running that for the last I don't know, most of this year, and it's been great for me so far.
I'm sure you had an amazing September.
Yeah, gold's been ripping. So
yeah.
James, do you have any questions? I got a couple more before we send PFK.
No, I think he's answered quite a few of the good ones.
Yeah, really fast, in depth, 30 minutes here. Here's another one by Keith. New traders, what is the most common mistake that they make regarding prop firm trading?
I would say, I think it's the biggest issue I see with day trade. Like, first of all, if you're a swing trader, great, but you have to find a prop firm that allows swing trading. If you're trading CFDs, I don't know how much data you see on your end, Chris, but how many people attempt to scalp or do these very high lot size like short-term trades because they want to be in and out within like 5 minutes or something, which is crazy. The problem with that is going to be you're putting yourself at an insane disadvantage because your spread cost is going to be like 20% of your position, right? Or 30%, rather than 2-3%, which it should be for a day trade. Right. So that's the biggest mistake, I think. Like, do a conservative day trading approach where you're holding trades for several hours and these tight, high risky scalp trades, they don't work with CFDs. You have to do that on futures. You can't do it on CFDs.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work. But futures, you can do it. You can be a scalper on futures, kind of, if they allow enough contracts for you. But that's what I would say. And then the one other thing that is just so important is you have to learn how to hold your winners and not close them early, and you cannot adjust your stop loss so you lose more and more and more on your trade, hoping that it reverses. That's what I see, because then you take these huge losses and these tiny wins, and then you're never going to win like that ever.
Yeah.
Awesome. I can confirm that the traders who do the best, especially with Maven, because there's no swap fees, are the ones who hold because that's the thing is, when there's no swap fee, you can hold multiple days and not be charged, right? That's the problem with CFDs in my mind, is it doesn't promote swing trading, and it also doesn't promote scalping. It's only for that intraday model, right? Because you have wider spreads on CFDs and swap fees, which makes it impossible.
Yeah, we can answer some more questions here if you want, Chris. Before
you got more time?
Yeah, we can answer some questions. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You see any good ones?
Yeah. So what's here's another one by JY. How many trades would you take per day, and how do you manage your risk per day?
Yeah, great question. I've done a lot of reels on this, and it's such a good question, because you can have an actual set roadmap of each day that you're trading, which is so important to go into the day. So what I like to do is generally I risk around 1.5% per trade. And I'll look for 2 to 3 trades per day, depending on the market conditions. Sometimes I'll only get one because the market will just chop. Sometimes it's running in one direction strongly, so I can get 2 or 3 trades. But think about that. If I risk 1.5% and my max daily drawdown is 4%, well, I can take 2 losses in a row before I have to shut it down for the day. Or if I take a win at a 2R and then a loss, I'm still up 1R on the day. And then I can look for another trade, a third trade setup if I want. So it's 2 to 3, depending on the outcome of the first 2. Typically, I'll take that third trade if I had like a win and a loss. If I had 2 wins, obviously I just shut it down, because that would be like 5 to 6% profit. So and then for the day trade range, for anyone listening, the average true range indicator, look at the 1 hour and look at the average price movement that the price moves in 1 hour. It's called the ATR. You can look at it on TradingView. Use that as a general range for your stop loss, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's really good advice. You're more of you like to use a bit of indicators, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I do both technical, macroeconomic analysis as well. I also enjoy just on the back end. I don't let it influence me too much. I think technical price action is still more powerful than assuming the price should go up because we had bad or good news yesterday for US dollar, for example, right?
I gotcha.
Yeah.
The rips can really rip for a long time. Now, after you start seeing, maybe gold is not as good eventually, maybe it's next year and the year after, like that, it's not just on this tear. Are you looking to switch to a different asset, or do you like to just stick with gold forever?
I think gold is going to be relevant for as long as we need it to be. I mean, it's been relevant for thousands of years, right? It's just digitalized now. So I don't think there's much, I don't know if there's a reality where gold's not going to be viable to trade in some sense.
Yeah.
If it just completely stalls out and everyone stops trading it, then maybe. I just don't see that happening in the future. Sure. But if it did, I would have to look for a different asset.
Here's another interesting question from Darmish. If prop firms disappeared tomorrow, what would you do?
Probably go play golf or something.
Retire.
Yeah, I mean, I always have something going on. If prop firms went off the radar, then I would find something else where I can add value in the trading world. The reason why I have my IG and my VIP community is I'm trying to add value for other people in the trading world too. So I would just look for something in that industry. Start building something new, right?
Tell us more about the value you're adding so that, potentially everyone watching can go check it out.
Yeah. So basically, I'm just on my IG. I have like prop firm tips, and I have ebooks. I have risk PDFs all in my bio that you can download for free. And I'm just trying to show people how they can have the best base advantage when starting with prop firms, or when they buy that challenge and start trading that challenge. If they have a good foundation of understanding how prop firms function and other systems they can implement with whatever strategy they want to trade. Even it doesn't have to be my strategy, but they can apply these concepts to their own strategy, and it will give them a significant advantage in the challenge itself.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah, that's information. That's good information. Should we play Would You Rather?
Sure, let's play a game. Yeah, let's play a game.
Yeah.
You got some Would You Rather for me?
I don't know. It's a thing we tend to do a little bit here when we're just having fun.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's do it.
James, if you think of anything, maybe just jump in.
Yeah,
and chat too. Chat too. If you guys got any good ones, we can ask. We'll just do a couple. We'll start off with we already did CFDs versus futures, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Swing trading versus day trading. Which would you rather?
Well, prop firms, day trading, real accounts, swing trading, 100%. Yeah.
I get you.
If you want to trade real capital, get into swing trading. It's a lot more forgiving.
Bitcoin versus gold. Which one would you invest in?
Gold.
Gold, eh?
I think so. Like if I was going to hold it for 10 years.
Yeah, for 10 years.
Gold. Yeah, because Bitcoin has too much unpredictable policy, even though it has a higher potential.
Yeah.
We know gold's going to be around in 10 years, but with tech and AI and everything, like what's going to happen to Bitcoin and those systems in place that we currently have? Who knows?
Yeah. Sure.
What we got? What else we got?
Yeah, let's see. Macros or minis? Let's do that for the futures. Macros or minis?
Well, I guess micro, right? It doesn't really make it. Yeah, I guess micro. Yeah, I pick micro. Yeah, a little bit more customizable.
Nice. So what you like? What? Because you can scale out basically.
Yeah, and then you can kind of make the position. It's a little bit awkward when it's like when you have one mini, but you need between 1 and 2 minis.
Yeah,
so you need like something in between. Yeah. But
especially obviously
prop firms.
For prop firms as well, obviously, because the drawline's not as much on the prop firms. Like you're getting maybe 4,500 on the 150Ks, probably 2. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
The chat wants to know.
Okay, I got one for you. I'll go on for golf.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
PGA or live?
PGA for sure.
I love it. Okay, nice.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, live is just kind of like if you're really drunk, maybe then live. If you're like just hammered on Fireball.
Yes. Yeah.
But I saw the Ryder Cup. I was watching the Ryder Cup on the weekend.
Yeah, of course.
It was very live vibes for the Ryder Cup.
It was, bro. It was. I think it's a bit it's sometimes too much at times,
A little bit. Yeah. I kind of like the chill vibe of watching a golf game. Like it's like you put it on the TV, it's nice and quiet, you hear the birds, you don't have to
relax. Yeah.
Drunk guy screaming mashed potato every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, they every single time they hit it, mashed potatoes.
There's someone that says, "Give me back my son."
Yeah.
That's what they say.
I like that. I like it because I actually have big arguments. I know it's not trading related, but still, I have big arguments about that too. But okay, I agree.
Do you play, James?
I do. Yeah, I play about 3 times a week, bro. Yeah.
What's your handicap?
I'm a 6 at the moment. I play for 6.
So much better than me.
Wow, what are you?
Oh, probably around 20.
Okay.
I can run hot, but yeah.
But that's a beautiful thing about just like prop firm trading and golf is that like no matter what, anyone can do it. Like any skill level, right, can come in.
Yeah. Also, Chris, he's getting paid 3 times a week. I think he's playing 3 times a week. He's probably making too much money, so I might want to.
I am also getting paid when I play because I take bucks off my mates.
There you go. Yeah, that's how you do it.
There you go.
Yeah. That's the multiple income stream sources, right? Multiple sources of income. Wow, I just said that in a random order.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And cool. I got another question from JY. What's your opinion on the meteoric rise of prop firms over the past couple of years, and do you think it's sustainable?
Yeah, well, it's a free market and it's a decentralized market, so it's going to be around forever. It's just like it's essentially the same thing as online casinos, right? Or they're around, they can pop up. It's like it's reputation, right, which makes them sustainable or not. So if a prop firm has a bad reputation, it's
easy, especially in the public eye with Twitter and everything these days, YouTube, everything. Do you think prop firms will be around? Because obviously, like 20 years ago, there was like very few brokers that you can actually trade with online. Do you think prop firms will be getting bigger and better? Do you think brokers? Obviously, we've already seen them come into the space. In the CFD space, like broker-backed prop firms. Do you think prop firms are going to be around in 20 years?
Yeah, well, 20 years, I don't know. Right, that's a huge time window for 10 years. Yeah, I think so for sure. Yeah, because it's just like it's so hard to make policy. Obviously, there's certain countries where you can't even trade prop firms.
Sure,
it's so hard to control policy around a decentralized business model, right? Because anybody that has an internet connection can participate. So unless there's like crazy policy that shifts in every country that restricts prop firms, which is unlikely because it's not even, I don't think
not really possible.
No one's really concerned about that. Like, why not attack online casinos first? Right?
Yeah.
So
sure.
I think it's safe, and I think there's a lot more to. It's going to get bigger. The game's going to get bigger before it gets smaller, for sure. We're not at the peak of the trend or anything.
Yeah. Also, I think if a prop firm is doing well by the trade. Whether you're trading props or trading personal accounts, the same traders are probably going to win and the same traders are probably going to lose. Maybe very rarely can it'll be different. So I think as long as the prop firms are, have good reputations, then the game, it's a free market, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's a good handful out there that have been around long enough for proof of concept where the model is viable for the business and for the traders, right? It's not like the point is it's not an unfair game. It's the rules are already laid out. The only time it's unfair is when
they change them.
Yeah, it's changed, or they put you on risk when you followed all their rules and all that stuff. That's unfair.
Yeah.
But for a prop firm that's reliable, I think the game's fair for both trader and the prop firm, because it's not like you have to stay an unprofitable prop firm trader. You can rise to that top 5%. Yeah, you can be part of that top 5%.
I've known some traders that have been losing prop firm traders, and then all of a sudden they get on a hot streak and they make 150 grand in a month. I've literally witnessed that.
Yeah, and that's how it goes. It just sometimes it all comes at once, and you just keep at it, right? With anything, consistency
anything.
Any consistency and also like intention that's the combo. You can't just be consistent and throwing money at it and think, oh, eventually it'll come back. But there has to be
you have to
behind
have it. It's like having a business plan. You spoke about too. It's like having a business plan. Like, this is how much I'm going to spend on prop firms this month, and this is what I would expect or would like to get paid out.
Exactly. Yeah. If it's not a profitable business model, then then over time you'll realize that being at a deficit month over month, and it just never having any return.
I got a question that even just for me, what would you like to see from prop firms, or even Maven, for example?
I would like to see with every prop firm, I would like to see slightly higher prices and less rules and less I don't know, abstract conditions, trading conditions, weird conditions. Like that's kind of why I like futures, because they're a little bit more black and white.
Yeah.
Like CFD prop firms have gotten this terrible habit of having these gray area rules. It's like, well, if we feel like your trading's too risky, then we have the right to deny your payout and and breach your account. And that's used all the time. It's like, well, you have to give black and white parameters. What is that? Is that 5 lots? Is that 10 lots? Like there has to be something like that. So I would really like to see prop firms say, hey, charge a little bit more, be easier on the rules, and then the good traders will actually be able to succeed, and then the gamblers will get destroyed over time.
Now, I love that response because, you didn't just say make it easier on the rules, because I hear this constantly in the space is, can you make it easier? We want to pass more, right? And ultimately, what does that mean? It means that more traders are going to have to pass, right? Which means, where does that money come from? You got to increase the price, right? So a lot of traders don't really understand that it's a zero-sum game, basically, and then the prop firm itself takes a small commission to pay their employees, right, to keep them sustainable, right? And if more traders are getting paid out, more traders have to be paying more, right?
And maybe that's an experiment Maven could run. Like, you could have a challenge that's like double the cost, but there's very little rules and there's tight spreads. See what happens, right? It might be good for both parties.
It's Maven is known for being the best value, so it'd be a weird thing for our brand to charge an expensive priced challenge, but
right, the pristine challenge. It's like,
you'd be wise to start a new brand.
I do agree that, because I think a lot of traders are also unrealistic. They're like, they want instant funded accounts, they want no consistency rule, and they want payouts from day one. Well, dude, then just trade your own personal cash account if you want that.
Let me ask you the consistency rule, as James just said. What's your opinion on that? Because that's very black and white.
Yeah, and I think it's fine. It's just a little. Sometimes it's a bit hard to track the way some prop firms have it set up. But I don't mind consistency as long as it's not too crazy. Like for instant funded accounts, 20 to 25% consistency, sure, whatever. The hard part is the instant funding. You need to reach a certain threshold to get your payout. So reaching that threshold in that consistency, that can be the challenge, right? I've done it before. It's possible. But yeah, I think, I like consistency on funded accounts. Like if every prop firm had like a 40% consistency or something, I think that's fair, because then you don't get the prop firm at risk of these traders doing this one all-in trade and then requesting a $30,000 payout. And I say, they're not going to pay you.
I agree. That's
not how this works.
The traders that I'm finding, because personally for me right now, I'm trading mostly instant funded accounts. I've got a few challenges, obviously, but mostly instant funding. I'm finding, because I'm come from the background of trading personal cash accounts mostly, I actually find I do better on the instant accounts, because I'm just hitting my base hits every single day.
Yeah, and that's like a more consistent cash flow type of model with instant funding, which can work really well. Prop firm, like a two-step, I like, because the ROI, the potential ROI over time is actually higher, but on instant funding, the cash flow, like if you're looking to just replace your daily income, then instant funding could be a pretty solid approach to that, as long as you're very self-controlled, right? Once you hit your profit for the day, you're done. You don't take a trade again.
Yeah. Extended.
Yeah, we know you love the two-step model on CFDs. Now, talking about futures, what's your favorite model? Instant, one-step? I think there's no two steps even on futures, is there?
No, I don't think so. I wouldn't take one. I like the one-step model, but it has to have end-of-day drawdown, and usually 50. Like I look for 50% consistency, but 40% is okay. I can make that work too. But yeah, I like the one step, because most of them you can pass the eval in 2 to 5 days. So it's a lot less time. Obviously there's a lot of issues once you get funded as well, trying to hit that payout, because you need the buffer rule, and then there's end of day trailing drawdown. So it can be more difficult. It's not like you have, I have a funded account now. It's the game just started. That's the thing about futures. When you get that funded account, right, from futures, that's when it starts. The game. With Forex, it's a bit different. You pass the two-step, and now you have a lot of potential with that funded account, because you have like 8 to 10% drawdown to deal with. And if you're conservative and you're only going for like 3% profit, well, think about the probability of hitting 3% profit before you hit 10% drawdown, right? It's like at least a 70% blind probability. If you were trading with your eyes closed, you should hit that 3% profit 70% of the time. So yeah, that's the kind of the cool thing about CFDs. That's what
I have a friend who is actually trading on Maven now, and he got funded on his first account, and he was shocked when I explained that you just shoot for 2%, you take the withdrawal, and then you reset next 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And he's like, well, do I not get kicked off afterwards? Like, no, you have the 8% drawdown. He's like, that's so easy.
I know, right? Yeah.
Once you're funded, it's so easy.
It's a lot easier once you're funded with Forex, and that's why I like Forex. I like building the funded accounts on the Forex accounts because they're a lot longer term of a play. These funded accounts. Well, they don't even call them funded accounts on futures. They call them like a pro account or something.
Yeah, or express.
But it's something like that. And those are more like burn and turn. Like you kind of go for the profit, or you don't, you don't hit it. So you're going to cycle through a lot more. But the overall cost of them is much cheaper. So the cycle through rate's going to be higher, right?
Yeah. Cool. I absolutely love your approach to prop firms, man. Some really great stuff. You guys can learn a ton from Prop Firm Kid if you follow him on Instagram. I want to just ask, I like to get a question at the end. If there's one piece of advice that you would give to traders, what would it be? And that's a completely general thing that you can answer in any way.
I would say if you want to trade, you have to be legitimately passionate about trading, not just like the idea that, oh, I'm going to have freedom if I'm a trader. You actually have to love the process of trading. And the way you know if you're passionate about it or not is if in your free time, or if you're driving in the car or walking down the street or doing whatever, if you're thinking about trading often, that's usually that your mind gravitates towards that. That's usually a sign that you're passionate about it. And then just exposing yourself to some kind of trading environment or content or anything on a daily basis is going to help you adapt and get better as a trader overall.
Just one more question as well. What are your thoughts then on like full-time trading? Do you think you should have other source of income, other things to keep yourself busy with? What's your thought on that?
Yeah, I think full-time trading is possible. With prop, like if it's a real account, you're going to need quite a bit of capital. It depends on, what your goals are. The thing about trading your own capital too is like you don't really want to take anything out of your account because you want it to compound and grow. Right. So if you're extracting livable wages for living from your trading account, then you're actually damaging yourself long term quite a bit by reducing that compound gains that you can potentially get. And that's why another thing I like prop firm payouts, because it's more like it's like cash flow that you get a payout. It's more of like a paycheck rather than like, oh, I have to keep this in the account to continue to grow the account. You're not trying to grow the account. You're extracting money from the account. You're getting paid, and then you can do with that money whatever you want.
And that's why it's good to do both. Exactly what you're saying. Long-term investing plus the paycheck of trading.
Yeah, it's like a job. Yeah, it almost feels like a job. You're getting paid, and then you can take that. You can pay your rent. You can buy some groceries. You can buy more challenges. You can put it in your bank account. Whatever you want. Right? It's a paycheck. So it's nice. Yeah,
that is a great feeling. Paying rent from a payout. One payout that pays rent exactly. Now you pay. Now your normal paycheck is just all completely expendable.
Yeah, and that's the wild thing for me too, because I work 9 to 5, well, 7 to 3 most of my life. But I like when I get a payout, I always see it like that. Like, wow, this used to take me 2 weeks of just brutal manual labor to get. If not, like some of my payouts are like double that, right? So it's such a cool feeling to say, hey, I generated this. It feels like out of thin air, because the way to make money before was just like blood, sweat, and tears. and now money's coming in from clicking some buttons on it and looking at a chart. That's just such a weird concept to me.
Yeah, man. PFK, it's been awesome seeing you grow over the past year, you know, from the early chicken videos, and now you've got this PFK Alpha and all these really awesome things that are automating everything. What is the last question here? What is next for PFK?
Yeah, so I'm just working on my community, like of traders as well that are looking to kind of make extra income trading prop firms. And I have a small community in my Discord, like for VIP members, where I can actually focus on those guys. So that's what I'm growing on the side. But obviously, my true intention is to trade. I like to make most of my income from trading. I don't want to be someone that's making income from being a trading influencer. I'd rather make my money from trading, and then the side project is a side project. That's that's just what I believe in, multiple sources of income, but I want my main income always to be from trading. I think it's very important.
Sure.
Awesome. James, any more questions?
No, all good.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for joining us, man. Can you just plug where they can find you?
Yeah, you can go to my Instagram, Prop From Kid. That's it. That's all my stuff is there. So you can
Prop From Kid.
Yeah.
All right,
you can follow me back. You can follow me back. I think I've been following you for some time.
What's your IG, James?
James Bruce Official.
Okay, I will follow you. Hey, let me do it right now, or I'm going to forget while I'm on stream with you.
Yeah, we need to get a golf game as well when I come through to the States.
Where do you live?
I'm in South Africa, actually.
South Africa, yeah. It'll take a while to walk over to you.
It will. I'll go by boat.
James, PFK actually lives very close to me, funny enough. So
does he? Okay, nice.
We're neighbors. Yeah, well, we've seen each other in real life before.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm probably coming through to the States. Well, I'm coming through to the States next year, so we'll have to make it happen.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'd love to do a golf game. Start practicing, Chris, because you're in.
Yeah.
All right. I'll carry the clubs.
Yeah, you're the caddy.
Hunter can drink the beers and smoke the cigars.
Yeah. Just straight cigars for me.
Yeah.
Beers are not good for me.
Yeah.
Right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We do this every single Tuesday. Join the Maven Discord, discord.gg/Maven to see who won the 50K best question giveaway for Maven. Thanks for joining us, PFK. We'll see you guys again next week, Tuesdays at 11 a.m. EST. Ciao.
Bye-bye,
guys.